رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي. The Quran mentions the story of Prophet Lut or Lut alayhi salam, and he was sent to a people who were committing the filthy acts of homosexuality. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to Lut alayhi salam angels in the form of beautiful boys, and of course this was a very big test, because Lut alayhi salam became very worried now that his nation would disturb these young men, because he seemed not to know that they were actually angels. So when he sends them these angels in the shape of beautiful boys, Lut alayhi salam says something, and Quran records his saying, and that's what I'm going to put in front of you as the miracle of the Quran here. So this is chapter 11 verse 77, where he says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, and when our messengers, the angels, came to Lot, he was anguished for them and felt for them great discomfort and said, this is a terrifying day, or this is a trying day, or this is a difficult day, right? In chapter number 11, he mentions that this is a trying and difficult day, this statement of Lut alayhi salam. However, the same story is mentioned chapter 29, way ahead in the Quran, verse 33, where it says, and when our messengers, that is the angels, came to Lot or Lut alayhi salam, he was distressed for them and felt for them great discomfort. That's it. And then starts the saying of the angels. They said, that meaning the angels said. So in chapter 29, it does not mention the statement of Lut alayhi salam, this is a trying, testing, or a difficult day. But in Surah it does mention in chapter number 11 this statement. But in chapter 29, it does not mention that this is a trying, testing day. Why? Let's see the beauty in the context. Here where Lut alayhi salam says this is a trying day, or a testing day, or a difficult day, the difficulty of him facing his nation and his argument with his nation is mentioned in the next verses. That trying, that difficulty is mentioned in the next verses. If you read the next verses, and his people came hastening to him, and before this they had been doing evil deeds. He said, oh my people, these are my daughters, they are purer for you, so fear Allah and do not disgrace me concerning my guest. Is there not among you a man of reason? And look at the difficult situation Prophet Lut has to face with his people. They said, you have already known that we have not concerning your daughters, that is women, any claim, that is any desire, and indeed you know what we want. He said, if only I had against you some power, or could refuge in a strong support. So that difficulty, that toughness is mentioned, and thus it was more appropriate to mention Lut alayhi salam's statement, this is a trying day. And this is in Surah Ankabut. The fact that it was a trying day, this statement of Hazrat Prophet Lut is not mentioned. It just mentions the statement of the angels. They said, fear not nor grieve, indeed we will save you and your family. So it's talking about saving, and the very next verses, instead of talking about the clash between him and his people, it talks about him being saved. It says, indeed we will bring down on the people of the city punishment from the sky, because they had been defiantly disobedient, and we have certainly left of it a sign, a clear evidence for people who are used reason. That's it. So the story does not mention that clash, so it was more appropriate not to mention that statement of Prophet Lut, that this is a trying or testing day, whereas in chapter 11 it does mention that the difficulty of him facing his nation, and thus it's more appropriate to mention this part of the story. So subhanAllah, look at Quran's beautiful style of narration. It mentions those specific statements or incidents from a story that relate to the context that is being mentioned in a particular chapter. Subhanallah, every story is mentioning the details according to the context of that story. Subhanallah, the perfection of Allah's word. May Allah give us complete conviction in the Quran as the word of God. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.